In this video, we'll go over the critical role you play in withdrawing student no-shows by the refund deadline date. We'll also cover how to verify no-shows in Canvas, and then demonstrate how to withdraw them in SIS, the Student Information System. Recently, Maricopa Community Colleges modified its enrollment procedures and no longer automatically drops students for non-payment of tuition. This keeps students from being dropped from their classes while our staff is assisting them with financial aid and payment plans. However, this can have an adverse effect if they turn out to be no-shows who fail to drop their course before the refund deadline, which is typically the first week of the semester. This can result in them incurring unnecessary student debt and negatively impact future financial aid or veterans benefits. This is why it is vital for faculty to withdraw no-shows during the refund period when students are not penalized for dropping courses. So, to start, what counts as a no-show? A no-show is a student who does not attend or actively participate in class by the refund deadline date. This is regardless of the class's modality, whether it is live online, in-person, hybrid, or traditional online. For internet-based classes, students demonstrate attendance and participation in a number of ways, including submitting an assignment, taking a quiz or exam, submitting a syllabus acknowledgement, completing an interactive tutorial or computer-assisted instruction, participating in an online discussion about academic matters, or initiating contact with the instructor about the subject material. Simply logging in online does not count as participation. So, how do you verify student participation? During the semester, we encourage you to use Dropout Detective to monitor student participation. But during the refund period, it's best to use Canvas's People tool and the Student Interactions report. Let's quickly show you how. From the People tool in Canvas, take a look at the last activity column. The easiest no-show is a student who has never logged in, indicated by a blank field. If there is activity recorded, you'll want to verify it was actual participation and not the student just logging in. So let's start by clicking the three-dot menu, then open the Student Interactions report, where you can evaluate your contact with students. Communicating with students via the Canvas inbox or leaving a comment on an assignment counts as an interaction on this report. If a student messaged you through the Canvas inbox, it will not be listed here unless you responded. So be sure to check your messages regularly because questions about the subject material count as participation. In this report, you can see there are students you have never interacted with and who have no scores. These are inactive students, or they could be no-shows. Inactive students are students who dropped your course at some point after enrollment opened. If these students are still on the roster in SIS, this lack of interaction is a good indication that they are a no-show. Though this is non-definitive unless you have something set up in your course that makes it definitive. We suggest you have an activity due before the refund deadline date and a policy outlined in your syllabus stating that students will be withdrawn as a no-show if they do not complete that activity. This makes it much easier for you. If you set up an activity in your course, the Student Interactions report will show a score without an interaction. That is an indication that the student submitted an automatically graded assignment. In this example, it's a graded survey created using the Canvas Quizzes tool. Check out the Canvas guide, or reach out to your college's Center for Teaching, Learning, and Assessment if you need help creating one. So when do you submit a withdrawal for no-show students? Faculty must drop all no-shows by no later than 5 p.m. on the course's refund deadline date. Now, this date may vary for classes less than a semester in length. You can verify the date in SIS, so let's go there now to walk you through finding the deadline date and see how to withdraw a student. Once in SIS, click on Self-Service. Now select My Schedule under Faculty Center. If needed, click the Change Term button to select the correct semester, and then click Continue to return to My Schedule. Notice on the right-hand side the class deadline dates. This includes the refund date. To drop a student, click on the Grade Roster icon. For the student you wish to drop, in the Roster Grade column, select W from the drop-down menu. The last date of attendance and drop reason fields will now appear. The last date of attendance for a no-show is always the first day of the class. Click on the calendar icon to pull it up and select the start date. If you need a reminder of the start date, it's up in the top right. Now we'll input the drop reason code, for which a no-show is 43, never attended. You can type it in the field or click the magnifying glass to select it from a list. If the last day of attendance is something other than the first day of class, then the student is not a no-show and you must choose a different drop reason code. When you are done, click Save. Withdrawals and grades are processed nightly in SIS, so you will not see any change until after this process has run. Once it has run, the change will be visible and you will be unable to change it further without submitting a grade request change. So, why is it important to withdraw no-shows within the refund period? Most students aren't aware of the negative implications until it's too late. They don't realize they are still responsible for a course's tuition and fees if they don't drop before the refund deadline, even if they never attend class. Students receiving financial aid may have to repay funds and cannot enroll in future classes until the debt is repaid. Veterans rely on heavily regulated benefits. Being a no-show who is not dropped can lead to debt accumulation and a lengthy appeal process to have it waived. This is why we need your help. Monitor student attendance and participation during the first week. Withdraw students during the refund period who are not active. Help protect them from losing financial aid or veterans benefits and incurring unnecessary debt. On behalf of Academic and Student Affairs, we're grateful for your help and would like to thank you for advocating for our students' best interests. If you have any questions, please contact your college's CTLA team.